So I have a crazy tinfoil hat theory. Hideki Kamiya has quit Platinum Games. Now, this is my theory. I know nothing, no insider information, but the situation with Bayonetta 3, and I believe her name was Helena Taylor. Forgive me if I'm mixing up who was who, but Helena Taylor, who wanted more money and called for a boycott of Bayonetta 3, if I'm remembering correctly her name, because I don't even think about her at this point. Bayonetta 3 to me was a great game. I very much enjoyed it. Was great in the series. Great to see all the new things they did with it. Couldn't care less who the voice actor was. She basically tried to say she wasn't getting paid the correct amount, and then somewhere, somehow, somebody leaked what she was actually offered to do the part for Bayonetta and Bayonetta 3. And she looked like a complete liar, which she was, if you believe the leak. Um, Very few people would know about that offer. Hideki Kamiya, would be one of those people. And I feel that he was the person who leaked that, which, if he leaked that information, that was probably under an NDA on both sides, on her side and his side. So, basically, if I mean, I don't know, but if that's the case, then I would imagine that legally he wasn't allowed to talk about that either. And now I'm sure that she was disgruntled because at that point she basically blacklisted herself from the industry, which I'm not too opposed to that for what she did. I don't like to see anyone not be able to work though, if they possibly can work. So there's that. But you try to basically, in my opinion, I mean, it felt to me like she was blackmailing uh Platinum Games for more money, and taking something that, Kamiya is one of those guys that you could tell he is very passionate about his work and cares about it. So if someone is coming in and saying, "Hey, I'm basically gonna ask for more money and tell people to boycott your baby, your project of Bayonetta 3," I can definitely see Kamiya doing that. And then I can definitely see her being bitter, and maybe in a case she wouldn't get much money, but maybe she pursued the fact that since he broke an NDA on his company, she maybe wanted a lot of money, and their only option as Platinum was to say that we will, penalize Kamiya for what he did for breaking that NDA. Because listen, I mean, an NDA on you can't break it whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason. That's the whole point of an NDA. You cannot talk about what's going on, otherwise you can be held, liable for that. So instead of maybe Platinum or even Kamiya being held liable, he agreed that I will, take a penalty, and I will quit Platinum Games and no longer work there. And maybe even that's why, because he just said on his channel, he can't, I guess, do any video game work. Like, I don't understand why that would be a penalty unless he did something wrong with something. So I would imagine that that was what happened. And if he took a hit of basically being leaving his company that he founded, that he has done such great work in, that I just love the games there. I mean, I really haven't met a game there that I don't like. And he took the hit for that company, because they also said, I believe, if I heard correctly, that the people of the company were wishing him well. And if he had done something that was, you know, bad or unscrupulous, that it was kind of like a something that would be frowned upon, people publicly in Japan would not be coming out and supporting him. So whatever he did, he must have taken a hit for that company for what he did, which was to stop her in her tracks from a lawsuit against the company by saying, I will take a penalty, I will quit, I am sorry for what I did, blah blah blah. And that's it. Now there's a penalty on him, and maybe she didn't. I really hope that she did not get any money, or if she did, she got very minimum money, and let her, if she did get money, let her friggin' choke on it for what she did. I don't like, in my opinion, what she did and what went on. But I mean, it is what it is. She basically tried to hold a game and a franchise that I really like hostage for no reason. And it's just like, okay, I can see it. At first, the whole thing of I wanted more money. Okay, I could see that, but don't tell people to boycott the game. How does that help? Because you are just a voice actor. There are developers, artists, marketing, heads of companies. There are all these people that rely on a game, and I don't understand how one instance of one person wanting to get paid. I mean, I understand that, in America here we value, actors and talent in movies and give them whatever, but I mean the real heroes of video games are the developers and the coders. Those are the ones that make the video game work. The people with the ideas, the story writers, the artists. I mean, there are so many people, and that is, I mean, in my opinion, why voice actors are not paid that much. I mean, yeah, I guess if you look at it from a movie industry aspect, it's kind of like in movies, it's kind of like, you can't make a movie without an artist. But in video games, you can't make a game without all the other people. Now, don't get me wrong, I love voice acting in my games. And I would love consistency, and I love people to make a fair, wage that they could live on. But to be honest, I mean, in my opinion of what happened with her, she was only working on this one project. Otherwise, she was doing like little theater stuff on the side, basically, or something. I don't even know how she was supporting herself. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if anything, Kamiya did her a favor by giving her this role, because she acted for it and did good on it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, if my crazy theory is that Kamiya basically took a hit for this woman that was trying to sue Platinum Games for him breaking an NDA, for him trying to save his game when she was calling for a boycott, when he knows so much that every single sale that game makes will count towards them being able to justify making either a next game in that franchise or a next game in general from Platinum Games. So I definitely agree with him listen, he took a risk. I mean, I'm sure he knew that if I break NDA, there's probably something that's going to happen. I'm sure he didn't think that maybe it would come to this, but it did, and it's unfortunate, and I will definitely, I mean, like I said, I don't know for a fact that this is what happened, but all evidence kind of points to it. And I very much, I like Kamiya, although he for some reason, he blocks people. Just, I think if he's put out rules before on Twitter that, or X, whatever you want to call it, that if you respond to him in English, because I mean, I understand, listen, if someone responds to me in another language and I don't know what they're talking about, are they talking bad about me? Are they talking good about me? I don't know. and then you have them kind of posting on your posts and you don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I'll be honest, I am heavy with the block hammer myself on Twitter, but I block people that I consider are possibly, bots, or people who have, those accounts there that kind of say stuff like, "Hey, let's be friends and you could see my pictures if you pay my." It's like, "No, you're just automatically getting blocked." So, yeah. Yeah, that's my crazy theory. This is Casual Noob Gamer signing out.